love to use the technology in the dual language classroom because it helps us use the visual items along with the vocabulary words, and it gives the kids an opportunity to actually interact with the items on the smartboard specifically so that they can learn the words in English and in Spanish and tie them together with the pictures or the objects on the screen.
Las calabazas.
Las calabazas, muy bien.
Well, it does help us in math and science, and it can help us, we can draw on it to help us learn, and it can do a bunch of stuff with our minds to help us learn.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the 2 will always represent the number of pages. Math was something that, or is something that I try to make fun for the students. Technology definitely helps me with that because they can definitely incorporate the concepts that I'm teaching, but do it in a more user-friendly way, and definitely a way that has the kids going up to the board, writing things down. They're not intimidated as much as if it was just a chalkboard. We'll add 537 plus 299. Go ahead, sir. The beauty about technology is it allows me to put more tactile learning element to for these kids. They can go up and they can touch it more than they could with just pen and paper.
Escargot. Does anybody know what escargot is?
I've heard.
Well, I know what it is. You want to tell them, James?
It's actually snails.
Skype is a new way of technology of video chatting. You can actually see the person that you're talking to. Well, it's kind of fun to see his answers and see if they relate to your answers too.
I was videotaping the whole entire Skype and getting their wall wishers and blogs. I think it was nice because after all the pictures, we can put it on the blog, and then we'll have all our personal experiences.
And then today, we've used a variety of things from blogging to Google Docs, collaborating on Google Docs where the kids had to write down their answers whenever the students were asking the questions. They had to listen to James and write down his answers. And then basically what we've done is created a presentation for the students whenever they get back, and we can review over what we did in Skype. And that's one thing I can't wait, is to see their reflections through their blogs.
Yes, we are using probes that tell us either wind speed or temperature outside, and I actually prefer using these because you don't have to go online and look at them on the internet, and you get to actually go feel what it's like outside. So it's more personal. It's just more fun.
Well, today we're using the iTouch to forecast, to see what 4-day forecast will be in Madison, Wisconsin. We're having an EPAL discussion with that class. So the iTouch is really helpful with that because it provides a lot of handheld information, and it's really helpful in giving you up-to-date information about the site.
You guys have a mouse and I have a finger. You're going to take the edge of this rubber band and stretch it out to make that.
The technology portion of it keeps the kids more engaged because they love using the technology. They prefer it over the pencil and paper, hands down. It also cuts down on the maintenance I have to do for my classroom. So instead of handing out packets of rubber bands and a geo board for every kid and worrying about rubber bands shooting across the room, they get to do it on the computers and they get to move it on their own. And it actually helps the kids teach each other too. So the kids that are more into the technology and understand how to use it better are teaching other kids how to use the technology, and then the curriculum is seamlessly being taught through that.
It helps because since technology is going really fast now, and it's just a higher version of learning, and you can learn it faster than using pen and paper.
The project that I'm working on right now is we're making a religious building in Manhattan, and it has to incorporate all the six major religions, and I have specific rooms for them, and also a unity room, and places like a rec center and stuff, and I'm just incorporating all these aspects.
And then the next step is going to be to pull out your cell phone. I need you to submit a response to this very last question.
We use Google Docs drastically. I mean, in a very, very big way in this class. Basically, every group, when we start a project, they create a Google Doc just for themselves?
Google Docs helps us because it lets us share a document and have the same document on our computer all at the same time. So if you make revisions, all the revisions will also show up. So we're all looking at the same thing and we can all edit it together.
Here at the high school, we've incorporated a lot of technology, whether it be new Mac Pros, iTouches that are assigned to every student in class, or the use of a smartboard. And just today, we use little smartboard clickers to participate in surveys. Sometimes we use our phones to participate in surveys, and they just help students get more involved and stay more incorporated in the curriculum. And then sometimes when we're doing diagrams, it's easier for us to keep a picture because we'll later use that to study for tests and when we have to label parts of different structures in anatomy. And so like myself, I pulled out my phone and took a picture of the smartboard with everything labeled already. And so now I'll be able to use that later to study. And even when we do lab practicals, we can use pictures we've taken or notes that we've taken in our notebooks or information on Google Docs that we've used in the MacBook Pros to help us.
Cube. And my classroom today looks so much different than it did 26 years ago with my computers and smartboards and all the devices that we're allowed and have the access to use now. Change is an exciting part of our technology. It's a difficult change sometimes, but it's a necessary change. And if we're going to keep up with our 21st century learning and our kids who are surrounded by technology, we've got to keep up as teachers and as parents and as educators with the demands of our society and of the world. And it is a fabulous time. It's an exciting time, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it.